All right, what's good? What's good? So, day one results are in for our nerve pain offer and case study. So, I'm in the ad account and we can see, according to Facebook, we have generated 11 purchases. This is set to yesterday, so the full day of the 18th. Now, bearing in mind, it seems like we went live a little bit late in the day, which is interesting because it's performed really fucking well. If this lines up, which it does, because I've already tracked with RedTrack, but I know this lines up. But yeah, there you go. Pretty surprised that it did so well, seeing as we went live midday. But anyway, so 4 ad sets, right? Now, obviously, we'll cross-reference this with RedTrack, which I haven't done yet, to see if these line up, right, with each ad set and ad. But we spent 642. Now, the reason why, because remember we set this lifetime 30K over 30 days, but bear in mind, we also went live in the middle of the day. So I'm kind of thinking Facebook just spent the 642 over the latter half of the day, which is in a way good, but seeing as it was performing so well, I kind of wish it had spent a little bit more. But anyway, $642 spent, 11 purchases generated, and we can see they came from 3 ad sets, again, according to Facebook, which we'll cross-reference. And we can see we got, decent CPA, if this is true, $41 and $40 in the batch-free concept 1 and thumbnail images, and 2 sales at 92, which is outside of our target CPA of $85. But as mentioned in the previous video, in the initial launch video, I'm not too fussed about that. And I'm not even really too fussed about this, like $90, no sales, because they can have a bad day. We didn't set up any automated rules, by the way, for this, which usually we would. We'd set up an automated rule to catch ads that were maybe running away with the budget. But I didn't bother this time, and didn't really matter anyway. So let's jump into RedTrack. So we can see 636, it says it's spent. So a couple of dollars out. It might just be it hasn't updated yet. Might end up adding a few dollars to that over the next couple of hours. We can see we have 11 conversions. Okay. Again, this is set to the 18th yesterday. So let's open this up and just cross-reference everything. So there's 2 conversions for batch 1, concept 1, which batch 1, concept 1 was 2 purchases. And thumbnail images got 3, which is correct. And batch 3, concept 1 got 6. So accurate, right? In fact, to the ad set level, 100% accurate. So let's open up batch 3, concept 1 and make sure we have the ad data as well. So we're saying 3009 got 4, 006 got 1, and 003 got 1. So 009 here with 4, 1, 1. Accurate. Okay, let's do the same with thumbnail. So thumbnail, all 3 came from 3029. Which, yep, we see that. All 3 came from 3029. And we'll do the same with batch 1, concept 1. Just to confirm. So 1019 and 1051. 1019, 1051. So we're good, okay? Now we can see batch 1 C3, concept 3 here. Didn't get anything. But each of the ads only spent around $30, $40. And then this batch 1 C1 is just a few extra, or 1 extra click, 2 extra clicks maybe from this here. And I don't know why that came up there as a separate ad group, but it's the exact same as what we're looking at over here, right? So to sum up on the ad level, 3 conversions, decent, right? But it's not 5. And remember, we confirm a winning ad with 5 conversions. Some people would be like, okay, this is my winner. Scale in a new campaign, which makes no sense, as mentioned in the first video. But, or makes no sense to me, might make some sense to people, but whatever. But for me, I'm not going to get carried away. It's free sales and it's great, $34 a pop, fantastic. But this next day, it could have an absolute shocker of a day. It might not even get another sale and it might spend $200. And then all of a sudden, it doesn't look too pretty, right? Or it doesn't look as good. We'd probably still be in profit, but it doesn't look as good as what it does now. Which is why it's often good to allow not just enough spend, but also several days. So what I usually tend to do is if we've got an ad that spent, say, $100 and it hasn't got a sale, I'll turn it off, right? For that day. But then the following day, I might turn it back on because that following day could be completely different. So I'll switch and change things. Again, this is why, like, there is not one set thing to do. There's not one set framework, okay? When anyone says that, yeah, this is the only way of doing it, no. No, it's not, right? That you can do what you want, right? Like, think outside the box. Don't just get plugged into doing, only following one thing. I get it. Like, it's definitely nice to have this system. It makes it easier to systematize. But, like, that's all well and good. Like, have a system for your testing framework, right? But don't get bogged down by it. Don't get frightened to think, okay, actually, I'm not going to do that this time because I have a feeling it might do well. Fucking try it. All right, 3009, looking good as well, but doesn't have 5 sales. Has 4, so it's looking damn good. One more sale and we're laughing, right? That's a confirmed winner, especially if it stays within these KPIs or CPAs. So I'm happy with that. All right. Now we've only had 11 sales, so it isn't really enough data to start looking at anything else. We can start looking and have a look and see if we can find anything that's, ooh, this is looking good. Like, oh, this country's sending sales. But again, it's too early, right? We could also go into the ad account and start looking at, ooh, what demographics, where are the sales coming from? Let's have a look, which we can have a look and see what's the age bracket. All 11 have come from 65 plus. Okay, there you go. But we kind of guessed that's where it'd be anyway, right? When we're setting this demographic, because it's nerve pain. It's probably going to be in the older demographic, right? Doesn't mean it's not going to be here, though, in the 45, 54 and 55, 64. One of the things when we, research our offers or we're looking at ideas for our offers, we want to be researching the target market. So those who will know anything about nerve pain or neuropathy will know there's peripheral neuropathy, right? There's, from diabetes, from high blood sugar. So that isn't just 65 plus, that market. Obviously, again, the bulk of it probably is, but there's definitely people who suffer from diabetes and potentially neuropathy as a result from diabetes in these younger demographics. So do not get bogged down by that. But obviously, if we continue to run this and, 55 to 64 spends $300 with no sales, then maybe we will look at bringing in an ad set in the same campaign that will target 65 plus only to see if we can sort of maximize the performance there. So let's look at gender, because we're running male and female. Even split, right? Females doing slightly better, but even split. I wouldn't even touch that. And I wouldn't really look at anything else just yet. It's too early. Like 11 sales is, there's not enough data here to start making decisions. We can guess and assume, but who wants to do that? We need accurate data. What's the point in guessing? Again, it's been running for but it's not even been running one full day. It's been running half a day. It went live midday. So we don't have anywhere close to enough data to make accurate decisions. But I wanted to show you the first days worth of data, as in end of day, right? It's the end of the first day, even though we only ran for half a day. You get what I'm saying, right? All right, so let's take a quick look at the lander as well. I feel like we're running 2 landers. We might be running 1, actually. Yeah, we're just running 1. So there we go. That's one thing I skipped out on, is usually we'd be running 2 landers. So I'm going to introduce a second lander as an additional test. Let's talk about what else I'm going to do. At the minute, nothing apart from introduce a second lander. But what we will be looking for is if this continues to not get sales and spend money, then we potentially will reduce either add in a spend limit, a max spend limit, or turn it off. Okay. And I want to turn it back on. I don't want to cut it completely. But once this ad set spends, collectively, say $300 or 3x our target CPA, which would be off the top of my head, $250, about there, approximately. Our target CPA being 85. Once it's spent 3x, then I might look. If it's not got a sale and the secondary metrics aren't great, then, I'll probably turn it off and then introduce either a new ad set based on winning variations of the winning ad, or, if at that time we now have, 50 conversions and 90% are 65 plus with a really good CPA, then I might start looking at, okay, well, instead of doing this, I'm going to, duplicate with our winning ads and target 65 plus in that new ad set. Again, 3 to 5 ad sets max, 5 ad sets max in this campaign for me. Okay. Doesn't mean you can't have, more than 5, but 5 active ad sets max. Okay. Again, this is for me. By all means, you could have as many as you want, as many as the campaign will allow, the ad account will allow. But for me, okay, I don't want to spread the budget too thin. So I'm going to wrap this up. There isn't too much to go off. I'm going to introduce a new lander, and obviously I'm going to keep a close eye on things. We will check back in whenever I feel like I want to add something or edit something or, change something or look at something. I will create a new video. But for now, we'll wrap it up there.